Yeah.
It's like idiots.
Yeah. These guys. So, welcome to our first head-to-head of the Movies with Chill podcast. And so, with the new Superman movie coming out, we decided to do something a little bit special because we couldn't pick which Superman we wanted to review. And the two newest iterations that we decided on was Superman Returns versus Man of Steel. And going into them, I was like, oh, these are kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say that they were really contested, but like, there's a lot of hate on Man of Steel, and then there's a lot of hate towards this movie. So we decided, hey, let's put them head to head and see which one comes out on top.
So, I mean, I remember watching these and liking
theaters.
them.
Yeah.
And liking them.
Right.
Like, I didn't have that many issues. Like, it's a Superman movie.
Right.
Kind of like the Fantastic Four. Hard to get right.
Yes.
Because he's just so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the story's kind of goofy usually.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get your typical origin stories and everything. So
Well, you don't get the origin story in Superman Returns.
no.
Yeah, no.
You get like a
You get nothing, really.
A little bit.
tiny little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to take two eerily similar movies, almost like one was copying off the other, and determine which is the superior film.
Okay.
So we could compare like remakes with the original live action to, animation.
Yeah.
Any of that.
Yeah.
So decided on this. Our two choices of cinema today are Superman Returns from 2006, and it has a release date of June 28th, 2006, starring Brandon Routh, Kate Bosworth, James Marsden, Frank Langella, Ava Marie Saint, Parker Posey, Cal Penn, Sam Huntington, and Kevin Spacey. So, plot synopsis is, after a long time, Superman returns back to planet Earth. Somehow. So, tell me what you guys thought of Superman Returns.
I had several problems with this movie.
Yes.
I had a lot of problems with this movie.
Yeah.
I did too. I mean, it's not filmed the best.
No.
The CGI's very off in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Story is
2006.
very choppy,
Very flimsy.
very flimsy. I mean, things I struggled with were the kryptonite and how he can lift an entire island,
Yes.
an entire island made of kryptonite, and
yes.
throw it into space, and you can't even stand up when you're near it.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't.
In the original Superman, you put a necklace around his neck,
And he's done.
He sinks to the bottom of the pool.
And he's lifting how
An
many metric
island.
tons?
and island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is extremely... I think this is the strongest we've ever seen and still have yet
This
to
is the
see...
greatest feat of strength that we've seen on film.
Yes, of a Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah. I struggle. I mean, I remember in the theater being like, wait, what?
It's still
What?
kryptonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been smarter to like sink it into the ocean. Like he already goes down and is shooting his laser beams into the ocean and creating the circle. Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And sink it. You know what I mean?
But then there's all that kryptonite you got to
That's
deal with.
fine. But I would have believed that more than lifting it into
It up and then
space.
throwing it.
Because now you have a way for people to get kryptonite because,
Right.
so
Right.
yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to get into Man of Steel?
Sure.
Yeah. Or do we have more to say?
No,
on
I don't
this?
have anything else to say about
I
that
mean,
movie.
let's.
I liked Kevin Spacey.
That's I was getting ready to say. I like Parker Posey in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's that perfect. What's her name from the first Superman?
That's Tess Bacher.
Yes, that's Tess Bacher. She's that perfect like ditzy.
Yeah.
He likes the ditzy chicks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he likes to make himself feel smart.
Of course, like he likes surrounding himself with
Idiots.
Yeah, and what's his name?
Jimmy Stewart.
No, who was his? Who was his?
What's his name?
His buddy in the first Superman movie.
Otis.
Otis. Yeah.
Oh,
he's
you're talking
very
about
he's very
Lex.
schmee.
Yeah,
And I like that he surrounds himself. Also, the just silent scientist he has working for him.
Yeah,
what's his
Calpen.
name? Yeah,
I don't remember what his name was in the movie.
but he doesn't say
speak.
anything.
Yeah, he's like,
Like I felt like should have been a speaking main sub
something.
character.
Explain what is going on here, and how do you know this is all going to work?
Other than Kevin Spacey's insane rants. So
And why are you taking your child into a yacht?
I don't know.
She took her kid with her into Lex Luthor's yacht. Why would you do it?
Because she's a dumb reporter.
She's not. She's supposed to be the best reporter on the planet.
No, she's a dumb one.
what'd you guys think? So what'd you think of Kate Bosworth though?
I like her. I
She's
think
fine.
that
Yeah,
she's
she's
fine.
fine.
And
James
I love
Marsden was
I
fine.
like him too.
He was a likable character.
Very.
He is.
You feel so bad for him.
I do too.
Because
I feel terrible
their
for him.
kid is Superman's kid. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of revealed, not I guess this is all spoilers, but
Right.
I mean, I thought that part was cool. Like, I'm like, that's neat. Like, I was fine with it. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me. I love the kid in the movie.
Yeah.
He killed me. I
Yeah.
laughed out loud watching this movie because of the kid.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is very,
Just not good.
I mean,
I like the part.
The plane
with
scene
the
is
gun,
pretty cool.
Like where they shoot him in the eye. I thought that was kind of cool.
yeah,
also
the plane
cool.
scene's cool too, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's very Superman-y.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how strong he is.
Yeah.
They always
They
have that.
definitely did.
Yeah.
He was insanely strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lifted an island.
After a 10-second sunbathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for Brandon Routh because I feel like he was just handed a turd. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You're-
told not even, don't even be yourself.
don't be your Superman, be Christopher,
Christopher
Reeves.
Reeves.
Yeah.
So fortunately enough, though, I was telling Lee this is that they have like a Flash Arrowverse, CW show where they
Yeah.
had Crisis on Infinite Earth, and he was on something called Legends of Tomorrow where he played the Atom. Well, Crisis on Infinite Earths is a multiverse story, and so they take Brandon Routh's version of Superman, and he's like all-star Superman version of Superman, where he's just like an old kind of badass Superman that has everything figured out. So they do him a little bit more justice than what this movie does.
They turned
That's
him into
good.
Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I was happy with that at least. But
Yeah.
that doesn't have any effect on this movie. But for his character in particular, I feel like they just basically, and I think this was in like a report where they didn't tell him to make his own Superman. It was, hey, this is a continuation of,
Which I wish that they would have
Reeves.
explained more, right?
Yeah.
The whole movie is called Superman Returns.
Returns from
Like,
what?
give a 10-minute explanation of when he left and where he left.
He said that he went, like, they
They found Krypton.
found Krypton.
And he had to go make sure it wasn't there. And
Yeah.
no, I'm saying like from the movies,
Yeah.
like give an explanation, even if you don't show Christopher Reeve's face.
Yeah.
Like show like scenes or something from the movies that say this movie takes place here.
I think that it
Because
was...
I asked you, I was like, when is this movie even
They could
supposed
have
to take
done.
place?
They could have done a DC-esque montage in the beginning of the movie for the credits of what he
Yeah.
was doing.
And they could have even shown Christopher Reeves because I
Yes.
don't think anyone would have cared.
No.
Like it's just this is shown Superman 1, Superman 2, Superman 3,
Exactly.
It's a...
Superman 4. That might be the only Superman movie worse than this one.
I don't know. Quest for Peace was a dog.
It's a dog, but I think this one's worse than that because it's
Yeah.
at least entertaining.
Yeah.
This one is like super freaking long.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, when is it
2
going to be
1/2
over?
hours.
It was a slog. Oh my god!
It's so
And he fell
long.
asleep.
Yeah.
And he fell asleep.
I
Yeah.
did too. I
Yeah.
had to stop
I
and
don't think
rewatch
I
it.
could give this movie a D, but it's definitely a C minus. Like
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, like
We'll get
I
into
just
that,
love.
though.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, we'll
love
cut that
Superman.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know
Oh,
the
no, you're
format
good.
here.
I know. We'll get into it.
You said, "Are we done
let's-
talking about it?" And
let's-
I was like, "I
Yeah,
guess."
let's jump into Superman
Man of Steel.
Man,
Man
of
of
Steel. From 2013, released June 14th of 2013, starring Henry Cavill, or Cavill,
I thought it was Cavell.
maybe. Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Christopher Maloney, and Russell Crowe. So
It is an all-star freaking cast.
It is a nice cast.
Yeah.
hammered out.
It's great. I love the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell this is where Warner Brothers was like, all right, we're making a push
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
compete with the MCU.
Yeah.
And this is what we got to do.
Yeah.
I think it's a very pretty movie.
And this movie was made 7 years after Superman Returns.
I remember seeing the trailer and being like, oh my God, here
Another
we go
one.
again. Like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do? Now, the new one coming out, I am excited for because it looks very comic booky.
Exactly.
So I'm super excited for that.
For sure.
Well,
Like, they
sidebar.
always try to, like, do...
I heard somebody describe it as James Gunn is making a fan service comic book movie with Superman as the lead.
Yeah.
I'm down.
That's how they describe
I'm
it.
super excited. Even the trailer, like, I'm like, this is going to be freaking sweet.
And he also said that his Superman has weaknesses and can be beat.
Just like the Justice League Superman, like, all, like,
Yep.
I'm
He's
saying
not
comic
a
book.
Jesus Christ Superman like this one.
Right.
Yeah. Which I love Henry Cavill, but like this one, it's just straight up.
You can tell, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Henry Cavill, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
He is totally invested in his character.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he knows the source material.
Have you watched
knows
interviews with him? He's a gigantic nerd.
Yeah,
Huge
I
nerd.
love it.
He
Yeah.
plays everything
He
so
plays
serious.
Warcraft.
Dude,
Yeah.
built his own computer.
Did you see the interview with the guy who was like, I hear you play Warcraft. And he's
No.
yeah.
He's talking about Warhammer 40K.
Warhammer.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
Warhammer.
Warhammer. That's what I meant.
40K, yeah.
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 And he's like,
oh, what do you play? And he was
what
like, I play
army
this.
do
And
you
he was
play?
like,
Oh,
oh.
I'm play Necrons. Oh, you play Necrons?
He's like,
oh,
we
tell me
should,
about that.
let's get together.
Yeah.
And I'm
Can
like,
you
can you
imagine?
imagine? I'd be like, yes, give me your
Hell
number.
yeah.
Give me your number. Let's hang out.
I'm going to
sure.
Henry's house
I'm
to
gonna
play Warhammer.
Right.
I'm going to play Warhammer with Superman.
I have,
and
I
Geralt.
have, I have fuck you Superman money.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what his army looks like?
Right. Oh my gosh.
Such a
So
yeah.
plot of this
Love
is you get a 30-minute what it feels
It's
like
great.
30-minute intro.
30-minute backlog of his origin, which
Of
was the
Krypton.
best origin of Superman on screen yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then basically Zod comes to Earth, tries to terraform the planet.
You get his struggles
to
as
Krypton.
kid as a
Yeah,
kid
as a
as
kid,
well.
yeah. Yep.
Because
Working
he's
through-
discovering these powers and he's the weirdo in class because he can see through people.
Yeah.
And he hears everything.
Right.
And he's struggling with it. And
Yeah.
his mom is like very loving and takes care of him. And you know, the fact that he can heat up the door handle when the teacher tries to get in there, I was like, it's
Right.
so cool.
Yep.
But then you see the struggle of the dad
Trying
being
to protect him.
super overprotective,
Yeah.
like helicopter parent.
Yes.
Like you can't show anyone this.
Yeah.
Why would you rescue those kids from the bus?
Yeah.
Well, we're
You
going to
know,
let him die.
he was like, I can't. Well, he was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Be the only survivor. You know, like he's overprotective of
For
him.
sure.
But Costner plays him perfect.
Yeah.
Like he's really good. I think he's great.
I don't think he was acting.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think that's a great explanation too. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and then you get
Zod
the
shows up.
Zod.
and, yeah. Terraforms and yeah.
The whole Zod he's such a great character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a great counterbalance.
Michael Shannon.
Because you don't necessarily hate him.
No.
He's that general from the movie.
Well, not only that,
wants
So
to
we'll hit
understand how their society is set up, you're bred and raised for your role in society.
right.
So that's all he knows.
Genetically,
That's all he knows.
So
is
we'll
what,
get
what
into
his purpose is.
We'll get into characters, okay?
And it was
Yeah.
he was very lovable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Even though he's an asshole.
right.
So the categories for these movies,
Okay.
and we're going to go through one by one, and each one of them have a different total number.
Point
okay?
value.
Point value, yeah. So our first category is rewatchability.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm not watching Superman Returns again.
Ever?
Ever. I have no desire to watch it again.
I can't say that. I won't seek it.
Yeah, yeah.
I will tell you, both movies are pretty long.
They
Yeah.
are.
Man of Still's, I think, longer,
It's just shorter.
Is it? But it's
Just
Barely.
way more entertaining.
Yeah. The pace is faster.
It's faster, but like you care about what's happening. There's no fluff in it, really. It's like it's all important to the story.
Yeah.
Really get you caught up on this Superman
Yep.
in a masterfully way. I can
Yeah.
say
Masterfully.
masterfully way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what makes Superman Returns so long? Is it the lack of action? Is it the action that takes place isn't as satisfying? Is it
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I
all
think
of
that
it.
my
All of
problem
that.
is one, I don't know where he fits in. I know he's returning, but they never say when.
Right.
To the point where I don't really care that Lois Lane got married and had a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the point where like
Didn't get married, but yeah.
Yeah. They're married, aren't they?
No.
I thought they were.
No. She's dragging her feet.
Oh. I thought that they were married in it. That's
Just between me and you, I think she's still in love with,
Yeah.
Superman.
the other one?
Yeah, for some reason I just cared less about
All of them.
all of it.
Yeah.
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 Where Man of Steel gets you right from the beginning. Like you really care about what's happening.
For sure.
I could watch Man of Steel again. Maybe not in the next week, but
Yeah, if it's on, there are certain scenes in it that I just love.
oh yeah.
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 It's
So-
great.
Yeah.
I think we're unanimous.
Yes.
Man of Steel.
I think
Man
we're
of
going to be
Steel.
this way throughout
Yeah.
the entire.
Going to be
Yeah.
the most rewatchable of the two.
Yeah.
So next one is like cinematography, shots, special effects kind of stuff.
It's-
Man of Steel,
It's
I
not
mean-
even close.
No.
I love the camera work
Yeah.
of Man of Steel. The
Man of
way
Steel
that
has that J.J. Abrams sunflary.
It's Zack Snydery.
Yeah, well, it's super fast, and then it'll focus on something in the distance and zoom in on
Yeah.
it. Like it's
That
like the
camera work
camera
is
searching,
really good.
searching for it and
Yeah.
finds it and zooms in on it.
Yeah.
Especially the opening scenes. Yeah.
I will say this. I really liked I'm not a big fan of the drab grays Superman.
Sure.
Okay. And I love the Americana feel, like the set design, like all of the vehicles.
of Superman Returns.
Of Superman Returns.
See, and I think set design and art design are different from how the movie's shot.
Movie shot. Okay.
And that's just my opinion.
Well, we can
I'm not
we
I'm
can
not an expert.
subcategory it and
I'm
just say
I'm
yeah.
good with the subcategory
Yeah, so
of that.
But again, my Americana problem with it is that the Christopher Reeve's Supermans take place in the 80s.
Right.
And so where does it fit in?
Yeah,
The
it should
continuity.
be like mid 90s.
Right. It just doesn't make sense to me,
No.
and it bothers me.
Yeah.
And like the giant ass yacht that's like futurist, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like
It's a whole, yeah. The shot
It's a
of-
mess. It's just a mess. It's messy. It doesn't have any coherence.
but also, I mean, yeah. Go ahead, yeah. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're
we're getting
good.
way off.
So,
task,
but not really. But so the gray drab Superman, right?
Yeah.
Is only when he's trying to figure himself out.
For sure.
Once he figures himself out, it lightens up.
Yeah.
And you can once he puts the suit on, the tone of the whole movie changes.
Yep.
Yeah. But then he becomes Christ Superman, which
Actually, I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. I never
Really?
get that from it.
No.
Okay.
He's there as like Earth's
there's a lot of-
savior, but like from Zod.
the imagery and everything like that, like him.
Yeah, but
in
that's
the-
ever. I mean, that's
yeah.
everything's comparable to. That's why it's such a relatable story.
Right.
Right?
I got you.
Yeah,
So,
All right.
yeah.
Next.
I kind of like
Next.
the debate and like.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's fun.
It is fun.
So are you guys good with the shots then? I mean, special effects, all that stuff. I mean, there was some
Yeah, that all goes to Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Yeah, for sure.
The absolute scale of destruction on Man of Steel alone will put Superman Returns
Starting
to
at
shame.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Just the absolute scale of destruction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when the fight breaks out in Metropolis.
Superman Man of Steel almost feels like two movies.
It
Oh, yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 points Superman so far.
Okay.
Characters is now worth 2 points. So it's different than acting. It's just which characters did you like more?
Okay, so I like Cavill's Superman better than Ralph's Superman
Me
because
too.
I just still don't know what Ralph's Superman looks like or what he does because
Right.
he's just being Christopher Reeves.
Right.
Well, that's
So-
acting. So we'll get into
that's-
acting.
No,
but it's
but
still the
his
character.
Yeah, I agree. It's his
still the
character.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
So he might in the DC universe, he might come out with the Arrow show and
Yeah.
be a better Superman. But
Right.
comparing these two things, it's Man of Steel Superman
For sure.
for sure.
All day, every day,
Well,
twice on Sunday.
What
Yeah.
about the other characters other than
right.
just-
Right. So
I'm getting to that.
Right.
I really liked Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor, but
Me too.
I think Zod was better.
Yeah.
I think he was a better character.
Lex Luthor is an extremely hard character to get down.
Right.
Because they sometimes play him as a dum-dum.
They never get his motivation right.
Right. They play him as a dum-dum too, and he is not dumb. He's super intelligent.
Yes.
And I feel like most of the time, even the Gene Hackman one, he's like that cartoon character, boo, 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 I'm the bad guy, you know?
Yeah.
And he's not. Lex Luthor is not that. He is a genius. He's like Musk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who might not, like, he knows how to make money and he knows how to control the government and he knows how to, I mean, he's
after power.
He becomes the president in the comic books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he is brilliant. But these two movie bad guys, Zod totally wins.
Yep.
You understand that character from the beginning.
Yep.
Whether he's right or wrong, you understand his motivation and know
His conviction.
what he's
His-
after.
his-
Lex Luthor wants to destroy the whole planet. That's not a Lex Luthor motive. He
No,
wants
he wants money and power.
and power.
Yeah. Well, he's not
And,
destroying
and also to humiliate Superman.
Yeah. But
Right.
his whole motivation in Superman Returns, though, is he's making more land so that people can live on it.
Kind of, but he's also destroying New York and all the places that he can make money.
For
the
sure.
entire United States.
He's destroying the economy.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah. To make his own world.
right. And they're on this island and have nothing on it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no soil. There's
Nothing. You
rock.
can't grow anything on it. It just isn't well thought out.
No.
Yeah.
It's all let's give him action.
Right. I liked both Lois Lanes were fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I do like Amy Adams. Like, I think that she's a smart actress. So is Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, smartest reporter on the planet, and you don't know that that's
Yeah.
Superman Returns and Clark Returns.
Right.
Get your head out of your ass.
Right.
Like, come on.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Read it.
It's the glasses, man.
Um,
There's no Jimmy Olsen.
there's Jimmy
there is.
Olsen's in Returns.
He's in Returns, but
Yeah.
he's not in Man of Steel. Bummer.
He's not. Yeah, I mean, he would have been, I think, at the very end, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. And Jimmy Olsen is like one of the biggest sub characters there is, besides Ma and Paul. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And I think their sub for that was
James
Lawrence Fisher. Yeah.
James Marsden, I would think, would be like the equivalent to Jimmy.
No.
Jimmy and James were in the same movie.
Yeah.
Oh, were they?
Yep.
Yeah.
They were both in
You're,
Returns.
I think that
you're
the
right.
closest comparison would be Lawrence Fishburne's character, who's the head of
the Daily Planet.
the Daily
The
Planet.
chief. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perry.
Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perry White. There
Yeah.
we go. And then we have. I
Yeah, he
don't
was
think-
definitely a better Perry White than the other guy was.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you have Martha.
Diane Lanes was better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course,
I
she
agree.
actually had some.
I can't even remember who Martha was in Superman Returns right now.
Just an
Old
older
lady.
woman.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Not a memorable character at all.
Yeah.
She only had like maybe 2 lines.
And Martha in Man of Steel is kind
Pivotal.
of a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's not afraid. Like, she's just like, yeah, she knows what she's in the middle of.
Yep.
So
Again,
Man of Steel.
oh, yeah.
Man of Steel.
Like, hands down.
All right.
It's a runaway.
Acting.
I don't hate the acting in either one of the
I
movies.
don't think the acting was the problem in either one of the
No.
movies.
No, definitely the
I would
writing.
say
I think it's a wash.
tie. Yeah,
Tie?
it's a wash.
Yeah.
I don't
I
have
think
a
you
problem.
have to give Brandon Routh an edge of impersonating somebody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
it.
wash. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Plot.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Hold
I
up.
don't even want to get into it. He lived in an island made of kryptonite. That's freaking stupid.
Yeah.
That ruined it all for me. And she takes her kid on a yacht, and she doesn't. She knows it's dangerous. Like,
She's
she
not-
doesn't know why, but she knows it's dangerous.
Yeah. not the best parent.
But she knows it's Superman's kiddo.
No, she doesn't yet. Because she does on the yacht when he pushes the piano.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when she's finally like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
She might think it.
Wait a minute now.
But I don't think that he's done anything.
So you're telling me that Lois Lane hooked up with Superman, and then within enough time to not know whose kid it is, she hooked up with James Marsden.
Well, James Marsden, you see the kind of money that guy makes?
Yeah.
I don't care.
She must have been like, she's a hoe for show.
That's right.
She is a hoe for show. Run, Clark, run.
Get it.
Child support payments is going to be something.
And maybe she did, but they never hinted at it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's how it has to happen.
Yeah, but I think that,
Biologically.
Hey, Kryptonian
Sperm could be a lot slower,
Yeah.
but I doubt it.
it's just at that stage that they're super slow.
Right?
All right, Man of Steel then. Shoot. So
Shoot. I mean, we're not going to always have this.
Right.
This just happens to be...
The
Because
one
going
instance.
into this, I really didn't... I remembered Superman Returns not being the best movie, but I didn't remember it like this.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was so much younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Now I'm like, oh shit. I also hadn't reviewed movies and thought about all these things as I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
To where now I rip everything apart.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
It sucks.
Yeah. It doesn't, I mean, it makes you appreciate the really good ones though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Another thing that really, really got on my effing nerves with Superman Returns is they're in the air in a Boeing Dreamliner with the shuttle on top of it. And they lose power. Everything loses power.
Right.
And then it comes back on. They would have
Nose dove.
immediately scrubbed that mission. They wouldn't have talked it over.
Right.
They would have said, bring that plane down right now.
Right.
And that would have been it.
Right.
Instead, we'll keep going. We're fine.
Yeah.
We'll
also
be just fine.
Are not
be
going to
fine.
have a whole bunch of reporters and civilians on a plane that's happening for the first time.
Exactly.
Ever. It's never going to happen.
No, not ever.
So if we're gonna get into
Calvin,
it,
do you
though,
feel beat down?
No.
Not that you care about this, but your
Right.
face tells me, oh, shit.
I didn't even think
it's
about
a
that
wash.
part.
No, I'm thinking about as far as like my biggest, because I'm trying to think of my biggest problems with Superman, like Man of Steel. You know what I'm saying?
You just can't find any.
Well,
When you compare
Killing
them, it's
Zod,
hard.
It is. Killing Zod was a huge thing, though. Like for some people, that one moment
That's a big deal.
killed the whole movie for them. And that's
I get
like
it.
every single time that people bring up Man of Steel, that's what I was telling Lee too, is that whenever I was thinking about like what movies could go head to head as far as the Superman go, I knew that we didn't want to touch the OG,
Right.
double OG Superman,
Right.
Christopher Reeve's first one. And so then I'm like, okay, well, the
That
one
movie
thing
is just what it is.
yeah, yep.
I don't know if I can.
not go
I don't
back.
think that I could ever.
Don't.
I've watched it. I've seen it recently, and it is what it is. Like I don't.
not
I
go
don't
back. It's a product
hate,
of its
I
time.
don't hate on it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is
So
what it is.
cringy. It's
So-
so
It is, but like as a kid, it was amazing to me.
Yeah.
I
Product
don't know.
of its time.
I agree.
I guess.
I would never. I'm not. Even, I don't even think I could grade it.
Yeah.
How's that?
So when I thought about Superman Returns, the one thing I remember is the bullet to the eye. Like that's
it's
it.
cool.
I completely forgot about the kid subplot. I forgot about everything in that. I remember that Kevin Spacey was in it. I remember there being an island.
Yep.
But that's it. And then whenever I thought of Superman Return or Man of Steel, all I remember is, oh yeah, this is the one where Zod gets his neck snapped by Superman.
I just think that they could have done something different.
yeah.
I just struggle with the fact that he breaks his neck.
Yeah.
That's what I struggle with. Not that he killed Zod. That after pushing
How
him
he
through
did it.
buildings and laser beams and all this stuff, he just twisted his neck and broke him. And you're like, well, it takes the Superman to be able to break his neck. Well, what about punching him in the chest and in the face? They should have both been bleeding because they were punching each other.
I know.
If a Superman is punching a Superman, it's a straight. It's they're
That's why I'm
they're
saying
equaled out.
he's a
But
Christ-like Superman because he doesn't get hurt.
it's because Clark has been on the planet for 33 years, soaking up the sun's rays.
So he should have beat him sooner then.
And Zod is just now getting there and still learning, basically.
No, I agree with that, but he also immediately says, I've trained my entire life to put myself in these situations and hone myself.
Yeah.
And he does, and he lifts up off the ground and they start fighting, which is cool as shit. But I think that they could have had that fight going on while the machine is getting sucked into and him just maybe even fly towards it. You know what I mean? Like he's going to take him into the Phantom Zone. Mm-hmm. Like he's going to go as well to protect everyone.
Yeah.
And like kick him in or something happens and he gets sucked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his feat of strength being there and being able to fly faster is that he can get away from it. And like and you don't know, like it disappears. Got to rewrote the whole ending of this movie and it make more sense. Yeah. I just hate the fact that he broke his neck. I think it's stupid. It's the only part of that I was like, that's stupid.
Okay. So the one thing that I think that we will all agree on, though, is which of these Supermen would win in a fight?
Brandon Routh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trounces him.
Yeah.
Because if he can ignore kryptonite and throw an island into space.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's indestructible.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
So, cool. So, Superman Returns wins this one.
I will say that I know this is the first time we've done this, but I do like how passionate we all were about like certain things.
For sure. It's been fun.
Yeah. It's a trample. It's a trample. It's not even a versus. It's a David versus Goliath. I mean,
Superman versus Joe.
Yeah.
Who's stronger than Superman?
Right.
Okay, so our final ratings and the highest average score takes the cake.
Okay, so what to 0?
Oh, we're doing S through F.
Oh, final ratings. I
Final
got
ratings.
you. I got you.
So what's our rating system?
Our rating system is S through F, S being superior in every way, just monumental movies. We have a spot for 10 of those. We have 4 at the moment, Elf, Exorcist,
way
back, and what was that 4th one?
Jaws.
That's right.
Not Jaws 4.
Not Jaws 4. Ooh, what a stinker that was. And then we have A, which is almost as good as an S, maybe a couple of here and there's tossed out. B, you're above average movie. C, average. D is crap, dog shit. And F is unredeemable trash. And I would give Superman Returns a C-. Mm-hmm. And I would give Man of Steel a B+.
Okay.
I'm C- on Returns.
Okay.
I think I said that before. I probably got cut out, but
yeah.
I would go C- on Superman Returns, and just because it's a Superman movie, and it's like I bought a car one time because the color was Superman blue, literally from the factory.
Nice.
I've always been a Superman fan. I stopped collecting comic books when he died. Never started again.
Wow. The comic bust.
It killed me.
Yeah.
I had all the deaths of The Funeral for a Friend and Returns.
Yeah.
And once the Return started happening, I was like,
Superman.
this is trash.
Yeah.
Like Steel. And I was like, this is trash.
Yeah.
Eradicator.
The Cyborg one.
Superboy.
Yeah. I was like, I'm done.
The twins were the ones that I hated.
Oh, the red and the yellow, or red and the blue.
Yeah. Trash.
Yeah.
So, but I've always loved Superman, so it would be hard for me to give it a D. I mean, we're talking later Christopher Reeve movies. We'll reserve those for, but
Right.
I'm gonna go C-, and then Man of Steel. I think I have to. I think I have to go A- on it. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
There's not much about it that it's the Zod thing bothers me. There's a couple things that bother me about like the story itself, but the action, the acting, the filming, just overall how they like origin story mixed in, and it's not all at the beginning. Like I like how they did that, so I'm gonna go A- on it.
Okay. Man, I fell asleep during Superman Returns as well. Like
That's cheating.
sometime through, and then I knew that I had to finish it, and I did not want to finish
It's so freaking long.
It is.
Ugh.
It's
but I
too
did.
long.
I
It's a
sat
dog.
down. I sat down through it, and I finished it, and I was like, I was not happy that I had to sit down
Right.
and finish that.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a D. Like I'll
Fair
give it a
enough.
D
Yeah.
plus. You know what I'm
I
saying?
gave it a
Like,
C minus for personal reasons.
Yeah. I was
the
It's
same
definitely
way
a D
because-
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it the C minus just because you start off with Superman, you are automatically get a point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with it. But it is a D movie. I agree.
So here's my problem with I have a strong issue. Not that I hate the character of Superman, because I do feel like there is a place for him in comic books. Obviously, like he is
There
one
is
of the big
in
three,
all of them.
But my issue is that I don't like Superman in general because of his storytelling. When you have a character that is so overpowered, it is so hard to tell stories with them.
Well,
in a compelling way, Lee.
I disagree. They use Superman as to base the strength of the villain. That's what they do.
So he's a Worf.
At the beginning, it wasn't. He was hope for humanity,
Right.
Because he was like the first superhero out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
After a while, they're like, "How do we use him?" Well, we're going to show how strong Doomsday is. We're going to show how strong
Doomsday again.
Dark side,
Darkseid is. Like we're gonna,
Steppenwolf, all that crap.
right? We're gonna use
The new
Superman to
gods and
show
everything. Yeah.
what a badass the villain is.
Yeah.
And he tends to come in and help save the day, but most of the time he's knocked out of the story because they want
Compelling.
because he's too powerful.
absolute. I agree with that.
Kind of like another character in another beloved franchise that is way too powerful.
Like,
Goku.
here's the thing, though.
You just hit him right in the nuts, man.
Here's the thing with Goku.
Oh, what?
Is it is a shonen, okay? So the point of a shonen is that
What's a shonen?
a shonen is a
type of anime.
type of animation that is based on fighting and getting stronger, okay? So
I mean,
yes,
there's so many times he can scream and change colors, though. I'm just telling you.
well,
Apparently there isn't.
there's not.
I know. He's like,
I'll
he's
still
screaming
keep watching.
again.
Now he's got a tail.
And you know, my favorite part of anime is the screaming.
Yes.
And when I watched that, I was like, all that's happening is screaming.
All this just yelling. There's always a fight going on. I'm not getting into this. I'm not getting. You are rage baiting me to get into a
I'm glad that
conversation
you
with Goku.
finally see what we do to you, Calvin. The best way is to ignore us, and it'll just not happen
Oh
anymore.
my gosh! I'm gonna get people in
I'm
the
sorry,
comments
but
talking about
if you're
Goku.
gonna complain that Superman is overpowered and sit there and be a Dragon Ball fan to your core, and Goku is overpowered.
But the people that he fights are always on the same level as him.
So does Superman.
Superman could easily go out and kill Lex Luthor at any point in
He
time.
can't, though.
He couldn't kill Zod.
He's not
right out of
supposed
nowhere.
to. But there's only like 3 or 4 characters. I mean, maybe 5 if you're including Mangog. But how often does Mangog come into play in Superman comics? You know what I'm saying? But there's only certain characters that like make it like that. I would pay
Superman's
attention to.
weakness, though, is his humanity.
And Kryptonite.
Yeah, Kryptonite.
No,
unless
but,
you're Brandon
but-
Routh.
But you don't see Kryptonite that often.
Yeah.
They have to use that in the movies because that's his big.
That's a
like,
MacGuffin.
Yes, but his humanity is his weakness. That's what made him kill Zod. Right? He didn't want to. His reaction after Zod is one of my favorite reactions in any Superman movie.
Wow.
Like his scream of just agony.
Yeah.
Because I think that you really see who he is at that point in time.
Well, not only that, he just killed the last Kryptonian.
No.
Beside himself.
Well, I mean, the other ones are in the Phantom Zone. He didn't. Obviously, he didn't want to kill him, but I think it hit in all directions at one time.
Yeah.
He had become something that he never wanted to be, a killer. You know what I mean? And so I think that even though he killed thousands of people in that last fight,
Jesus, yeah.
there's so many people there dead.
Yep.
It's insane. It's insane how many.
It's insane.
It's
Which
insane.
sets up all of
Yeah.
Superman
the
versus
the body
Batman.
count of Man of Steel is probably in the hundreds of thousands.
I mean, it's in the. We talked about the money. It has to be trillions.
If you want to see the actual version of that, watch Invincible.
Right?
Straight
I'm
up.
telling you.
Okay, all right, I'll watch it. All right,
If
I'm
you-
gonna watch
like,
it.
No, like
Now-
he said like Brandon Routh's Superman was what? An older
Yeah.
badass that had it all figured out. That's Omni-Man.
Okay.
Literally, that is one of the
okay.
main
And the fact
characters.
that you're a
of
Superman
Invincible.
fan, like,
I am not watching this for any reason. I promise. I just don't think about it,
yeah.
and that's it. That's the only
Anyway.
reason. Text me, remind me. I will watch it. I promise.
all these other variants of Superman and stuff. I'm just saying that for me, if I'm going to get invested in a Superman story, 9 times out of 10, it's always an Elseworld story. Superman, Red Sun Superman, Injustice Superman, even the come on, Lee, what's the new run that they're doing? Like the
Absolute
Superman. Like these stories are more compelling to me.
Kingdom Come is a really
Kingdom
good.
Come is amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a really good. I wish that they would do something with that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So maybe we'll get Henry Cavill.
That would be that old man.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just not a fan. And
Sure.
F you for bringing up those games.
I'm not going to let you sit there and
So
say
you gave it a D.
Superman's
What about Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel's good, but again, for me, rewatchability. Like I'll probably rewatch this a couple of years from now and forget how much I liked it, but at the same time, I'm still probably just going to give it like a B.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So,
So with that being said,
It's a B plus,
yeah.
yeah,
average to C minus.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So-
Man of Steel B plus is what we're
B
saying.
plus.
B plus
And
and, then
Superman.
and returns.
Yeah,
a
so
C
it's
C minus.
A point and a half.
Yeah.
A point and a half ahead.
So doing our totals: 1 Man of Steel rewatchability, 1 shots, 1 Man of Steel 2 for characters. Acting is a tie,
Tie.
so we're not going to count the 3
Yeah.
unless you want to.
No.
Plot 4 Man of Steel. So what are we up to?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
You guys aren't paying attention.
No, it's like 6.
4, 5.
It's like 6.
1, 2,
6 or 7.
You have the
4.
phone.
I know 8. So 8 with plot, and then in our versus category, Superman Returns gets 4.
12?
So no.
Oh.
And then 5 for highest rating. So Superman Returns finishes with 4 points because he just won the versus, and then you've got 4, 2, 1, 1, 8, 5, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Beat down.
yeah,
He
Man
got
of Steel.
stomped.
Yeah.
My Superman could beat up your Superman, but your Superman movie is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, any final thoughts, guys?
No, it was definitely fun doing it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to do something that's more head to head
Yeah.
Yeah.
because, I mean, Superman Returns was hard to even get through.
It really was.
I was like, shit. And when I hit play and it said 2.5 hours, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
So, going into it, though, like, did you guys think it was going to be close?
No.
No?
No, because I knew that I liked Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember like not liking.
I absolutely love Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
I think
I
he's.
think he looks
people give him a lot of
ass.
crap. I think he's great.
I don't understand that. I just don't get it.
Me either.
And I'm a nerdy guy. I mean, I might not be the comic book guy,
Right.
But like, I don't.
What's so
Back up.
bad? What's so
Yeah.
bad?
He's a great actor. Everything he looks like,
And he
him.
loves the comic books.
Yeah.
And he's doing his best to keep it.
One of us that looks better than us
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
got the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wants to keep it, loyal and
Yeah.
good.
Faithful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem is just the writing
Right.
of.
It's
that.
hard.
Yeah. So.
DC is hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
Did you
I
watch-
love them, but they should just stick to TV.
Did you watch The Witcher?
No.
You'd like it.
Yeah,
Well,
I know I will.
you'd watch
I played the game. I loved
You'd
it.
like
so.
the first season and then
Yeah.
I
diminishing
know.
returns.
Yeah.
I know, I don't
First
get
season's
that.
really good.
Such bullshit.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, DC needs to stick to TV because their TV shows are cheesy, but that's what they are.
So
and
do
it's
you-
good.
They
They're
need to. They need to buff their animation because their animation's top notch.
yeah.
They've got a lot of really good animated movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can pull that off in an animated
You're
setting.
telling me Batman animated series is one of my favorite. I love it. Like, I think it's so great.
So, hopes for. Have you guys checked out any of the new DC Universe movies at all?
No, not really.
Content?
I just kind of go with the flow with it.
I watched that. What was the Snyderverse of the?
No, you haven't watched
Justice League.
Is it good?
Yes,
It's like, what, 3?
it's like 3.5 hours long.
Well,
I
I'm
hear
talking
it's
about the DCU. So, like,
What they're
getting
coming
to
out
that.
with.
Gunn.
I'm getting to that.
Okay, go ahead.
I've watched. What was the Shazam?
Yeah.
I
Both
hear
of
that's
those.
really good.
The first one was
one's
good.
good.
The second one's not as well good.
Yeah.
I watched Black Adam,
Yeah.
which I didn't care for.
I haven't seen that one.
He's OP as well.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
very overpowered.
Goofy. Yeah.
And he trashes some low level heroes, but it's not. They just can't get the feel for it,
Yeah.
and I think they're rushing it. I
That's
really
because
do.
it's just DC. They're just, it's not necessarily made to be on the
Oh,
screen.
and I've watched both the Wonder Woman movies.
Yeah.
First one was good. Second one was dog
Try-
shit.
1984 or
Yeah,
whatever.
it was not good.
Yeah, it's not good. I've
So
seen both of those.
Have either of you guys watched, like,
I'm super excited for the new Superman movie.
yeah.
I think it's going to be good. It's
Yeah.
either going to be complete trash or like the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be a happy medium there.
No.
It's selling out left and right.
Yeah.
Already.
When is it? It's July something. You can
11th.
watch it on
You
HBO.
Can, you can no. You
Yeah.
can watch it on Prime.
Prime.
Members can go see it a day early.
I thought it was streaming or something.
No.
Okay.
You're thinking of Wonder Woman did that, but so
That was because of the pandemic.
starting with starting the DCU, which is James Gunn's.
Mm-hmm.
So far, they only have an animated show called Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have Peacemaker season 1, which
Yeah.
was made during the Snyder cut or Snyderverse or whatnot.
Right.
But it ties into, like, the second season's tying into James Gunn's.
Oh,
Okay.
what about
Okay.
Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle is
Not a part
like,
of it either.
No. Yeah. And
I haven't
neither
watched
is
that one.
neither is Flash. So
Well, that's good.
so this will be the first James Gunn movie
Interesting.
for the DCU. So
I hear we're going to have a lot of cameos.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of
based
different,
off of the trailers and everything.
a lot of
so,
different heroes and villains.
Right. So
Should be interesting.
anything else?
No.
No. All right. Well, hey, thanks for sticking around with us. Sorry that was completely one-sided versus on our head-to-head, but I think it'll be fun kind of
Yeah,
going
I
forward.
liked it.
So yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right.
Oi, oi.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.